Can we call a person? Randy, we're live now.
We are live now?
We are live.
I did not know
It's
that.
Friday.
All right.
And it's sunny here for a change.
Dressed in our Easter best.
We did not
yellow.
plan this.
No.
This is not purple.
It is purple.
No, it's not.
It's not green.
It's pink.
That is not pink.
It is so pink.
Kira Untapped.
Randy Weckerly. Everybody, is this pink or purple?
Yeah.
Please leave a comment.
Yeah.
I say it's pink.
Purple?
It's pink.
It's not pink.
It's pink.
Anyway.
My lips are pink right now.
This is not green either.
I know that's
Yellow.
not green.
Anyway. We're going to be coming to you live from Motorworks Brewing down in Bradenton, Florida here in a minute.
And
there's Barry. We're going to give this one more try.
What the heck? We can't bring him in.
Block this user from our page. It doesn't make any sense.
Barry, are you on your... Oh, are you... Wait, let's see if this will work now. Oh, let's see. I figured it out.
So do you have to go back to bring him in?
Nope, we're good. We're adding him right now as we speak.
Oh my goodness, this has got hope finally today.
It's Friday.
Friday fun day, as we always say. You're being added here, Barry. We got the symbol is adding, and again, Barry is going to be coming to us live from Motorworks Brewing in Bradenton, Florida. So
I am excited. I want to know all about his facility and how
I'll tell you what, we just covered all the burgers.
I know.
Hey,
Barry.
Damn millennials. Not me. I'm a double millennial. So I'm half as good as a double millennial. So,
All right.
You should.
Well, that was awkward and weird and fun. But here we go.
Awesome. We're glad you're here. We finally figured it out.
Yeah, we finally put some quarters into our telephone machine. So, Anyway, well, hey, look at that. He's drinking something. I don't think it's lemonade either for some reason. Hey, Barry, welcome. We are really happy to have you on today, finally coming to you from the east side of Florida, Bradenton, Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Really terrific. We've been perusing your burger menu just because we had to fill in time doing something. So it almost sounds like a Wisconsin menu.
For that one, yeah. So we use food trucks, but unlike most places where you or that have food trucks, you actually order through our servers. So these guys are kind of more like legitimate partners, and they go through our POS. You get one bill, and it's kind of a value-added way of us having food without us having to mess around with the kitchen. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. But the truck that's here today has a wonderful menu, and yeah, it's very reminiscent of time spent in Wisconsin. For sure.
So, are you originally from Florida, or are you?
I'm from West. Yeah.
From where?
From Key West.
Oh, from Key West. Oh, very good.
On the furthest part south in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you live right in Key West then? Whereabouts?
Yeah. Yep. On the actual island.
Yeah. No, we have some real good friends down there. Paul Menta, who has a nice restaurant. He does the first legal Key West rum distillery is down there, and then
nice.
Danny that has a cigar shop. I don't know if you ever met him or not when you were there, but
it might be. I haven't lived there in like 13
well, then you
years,
missed it all. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's talk about you and your brewery. How long have you been there, and what's going on? And it looks absolutely fabulous. We can't wait to get there.
Yeah, so we've been here for a little over 4.5 years at this point, and we're doing some pretty big things. We've won medals in pretty much every major competition: World Beer Cup, GABF, U.S. Open every year since we've opened, state championship and beyond. But we're making some really good liquid. Super proud of these guys, and having just an incredible venue. Behind me, you can kind of see our beer garden. It's a 14,000 square foot space centered around a 150-plus-year-old oak tree that you can come and hang out in and, have some drinks and whatnot. This place in a couple hours when we open up fully will be.
Is that right?
I was gonna say, is there some cornhole that I see over there?
Yeah, there's a dozen cornhole sets, some a bocce ball court, or we have some like life-size pong setup, so you can throw some volleyballs into trash cans and drink some beers while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, up north here, everybody calls it bags, but I used to live in the south, so I call it cornhole.
Yeah. Well, so tell us about how you got started. What the history is, and what are the big things that you're doing?
All right. Well, the building was originally built in 1923. Started off as a Chevy dealership. Sorry, there's a ambulance running behind us. We're pretty near the fire station, so they're firing off to go save somebody. Yeah, so the building's been here since 1923. Started off as a car dealership. It's part of what our name's derived from, and what the logo is derived from as well. So the building's been here, and we had a lot of fun building into this. We're a 30-barrel system, and that system and our two-story fermenters are quite massive, and we had to cut out a literal foot of concrete in order to put those in place.
Okay.
Really fun to build around the building and kind of keep the roots in place without compromising what we're trying to do for efficiencies. So that was a lot of fun and work, and continues to be. But we have a lot of room. It's a big facility, and we can crank out at capacity with the additional space we have allocated for additional fermenters. We can crank out about 50,000 barrels in this facility.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
We have.
Are you how big is your distribution range then? Are you?
So we cover most of Florida. We're not down in the South Florida market currently. We've been really mindful about slow growth. We cover about 3/4 of Florida, and then a couple of counties up in Ohio. We have some a distributorship up there that we send some specialty beers to.
No kidding! Wow, that's fabulous.
That is super cool.
And that's a lot. That's a lot going on. You have a lot of events, and you had what are your hours? And tell us a little bit about your events when people come down there, because that's what we're interested in, coming down and having a lot of fun. And
Absolutely. So we're open every day of the year. We open at 11 a.m. and then on weekdays we close at midnight. On Friday, Saturday we close at 1 a.m. 30 beers on draft, a full liquor license as well. So pretty much something for everybody. We love to educate, and people that say they don't like beer, we'll make them try some stuff, and if they complain, we'll pour them a gin and tonic or whatever they want.
Really?
No,
that's fabulous.
But they're really cool. Us, people that just are like, oh, I don't like beer because they've only had the yellow fizzy stuff. We can actually get them to, okay, well, what do you like about that wine or this spirit or whatever? Because we do a full spectrum of brewing, everything from light lagers to triple IPAs, and even some mixed cultures and sours, like the one that I'm sipping on that we are launching today, our very first mixed culture bottle, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a second.
There you go. I was
Awesome.
But we like to educate. We like a means of access. We want people to come here, be comfortable, enjoy the facility, and learn something new and drink something fun.
Well, tell us about what you're drinking now that you gave it away.
Right. So this is our very first mixed culture. This is La Couronne Sauvage, which is the Crown, and it's a mixed culture beer. So it's really nice and tart and acidic and beautiful stone fruit flavor to it. Nice, like almost tangerine peel-esque flavor to it. Really, but done very much in the traditional Belgian style. In fact, we actually did it with a 750 milliliter bottle, cork and capped as well. So we went as traditional as possible. And then our graphics are all done in-house by our graphic designer, Eric Salston, and he's absolutely killing it. This had a lot of, feedback from our different people throughout the team, but there's a lot of stuff that's paying nods to our team and also to the style of beer underlying, and kind of just nature all frolicking together there. So really cool beer. We're launching this today, $25 a bottle, very, very limited amount of it, but we're super proud of that. It's our new project that we're working on is some of our sours. We actually took an El Camino. Our lead brewer, Jose Martinez, has an El Camino, and he's been asking for a cool ship for years. And last summer came up with the concept, and in January we actually took his El Camino and brewed 3.5 barrels in beer in it, and then inoculated it in the beer garden. So that's a really cool project. It's still it's called Fermentus Camino, and that's going to be our next of true sour beer, like mixed culture, not kettle sour.
So when is that coming out? Or are you guys not telling anyone?
Well, when the beer tells us it's ready. We think it'll probably be around January or so. We keep thieving samples off of it. Hopefully there's some left by the time it's time to package. But we're letting it develop, and with these types of beers and these wild beers, it's really important that you monitor it throughout the process and as it goes. But we don't want to pull it too early. We want to let it tell us when it's ready, and when it is when we'll bottle it and share it with our customers.
Awesome.
Well, I was just reading your event. It looks like you have a lot of great live lineup. I'm looking at on the 12th, 2 days from now. It says the American Idol finalist Mylan. Who is that? Shamble? It's a little far away. Who is? So you have American Idol finalist is going to be appearing at your facility. Is that correct?
Yeah, she's actually been here a couple of times, but we do a lot of live music. That's the stage behind us. We also have one inside if the weather's poor, a little bit of smaller one. Every month we do a singer-songwriter night and have three, musicians go up there and play just their music. And then apart from that, we have live music about 4 days a week and sometimes five, depending on the time of year when it's seasonal and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But we do live, and we've had some really, really wonderful acts, some national touring acts, and then people, like her that, in big contestants. The singer-songwriter night that I mentioned is hosted by Johnny Morgan, who actually was, I forget which competition, but he was listed as Songwriter of the Year throughout the country.
That is so cool.
We have some really good acts, and it's something, again, with making people feel comfortable here, but it's, we want to create the environment that we want to drink in. That's the way that we think about things, and we want good music, we want good art, to go alongside of our beer. It's what we're inspired by and keeps us going.
Well, it's a full environment. You have yoga night, you have poker night,
Karaoke
night. Now she's a big national band photographer, so she can't wait to get down and we'll spend a few days.
I would totally come down.
Yeah, you can look.
Come and play. We do a lot of fun stuff, and there's all kinds of events. So in addition to those large events that we host, and like Big Oktoberfest, and we do an oyster shucking event where we have an oyster. Pretty much the equivalent to a sommelier for oysters, mermeliers, I think what it was termed as. But he came out here and did 9 different types of varietals and did just this massive thing. We brewed 2 beers, the one that was slated to pair well with oysters and one that actually had oysters, our oyster stout that we do every year. But we love doing weird events and cool events and just stuff that's engaging and community oriented. Beyond that, we also host a lot of events. So we do graduation parties, anniversaries. We've held a 300+ person wedding in here. We do a lot of weddings. And it's really cool to get to share this and to be able to host such large events, seamlessly.
Well, you must have some event coordinators that spend a lot of time when you start doing weddings. That's a serious. That's a very serious event. That's a one day shot.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a full-time event coordinator here as well, and then for the weddings and whatnot, of course, they're really we work with their outside event coordinator for day of stuff. We'll set up the venue and all that, but we let them make sure that it's we'll get it to where it needs to go, and then let their person do the day of stuff.
So if we came down there, we could sit and do a Facebook Live with a look at it. He's making me thirsty here.
I know.
And it's not fair.
And I just have water.
That's
not fair.
We're gonna. It's Friday fun day. we go out and we do go out and sip a beer or two. Up here in Wisconsin, but we want to talk about Florida. What we wanted to do, the reason we're doing this is that Florida is still open for business. When you're outside the state of Florida, there's a lot of headlines about the red plume that's on the west side of the state. Of course, you're on the east side of the state.
All right, back in that fire truck.
All right, well, we'll give you a minute. Not a problem. All right.
Busy morning, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're saving people's lives.
No, all we were saying is the reason that we're doing this is to help bring awareness that the state of Florida is still open for business, and the red plume should be curing itself, and all the other issues is that up here in Wisconsin, that's when that snow starts flying, and in about another 60 days, we're going to be looking to come somewhere warm, and what we do in our magazine is that we accentuate the places to go, and the golfers golf and then they sip. That's all about links and libations, so there's a lot of great golf courses we know down in Florida, and there's a lot of these what we call the snowbird migration begins about November 1st. So
we have an on joke here that the leaves don't change, the license plates do.
That's great. So the tree that you have there, you say it's an oak tree. With the little hurricanes that you've had blow through there, that tree must be pretty hardy.
This tree is very hardy. It's been through decades of hurricanes without issue. I mean, this thing's been here, well over 150 years.
Oh, wow.
Its sister tree's been there for over 100 years as well. So, the hurricane that happened last year, we lost 1/4 of a small fence. We got very lucky, but the tree didn't even flinch at it. I think like one limb may have came down, which it needed trimming anyway, so it worked out.
Well, I'll tell you what, if everybody here today, we want everybody to come on today. It's been a really a special interview. We want to have everybody across the country come on, tell us where you're hearing about it. Send some notes down to Barry down at Motorworks Brewing. You can go find out information at motorworksbrewing.com. And Barry, you've been great, been a delight. Anytime you have any, want to come back on and tell us all about your story and everything that's going on.
Or new events.
New events. She wants to come out and do events. Okay.
I would.
So one other thing, just in the spirit of the links and libation aspect, you can also, we're pretty wide distribution, especially in the home market. We have really, really good distribution. There's some wonderful golf courses in this area, and most of them carry our beer. Legacy and Stream Song and some other very notable courses out here all have our beer. So your guests that come down here, one, come to the brewery and come enjoy some with us, but two, while you're out, playing, find some of our beers and,
My next phone call is going to be to your friends at Stream Song, because I visit with them every year at the PGA Merchandise Show up in Orlando, and I have their cards actually.
Wait. Talking about
right there.
Wait,
nope, can't show the name.
It's beautiful.
as we're talking about it, Stream Song.
And we're trying to coordinate. So if you have other friends that you want to have us highlight in the magazine, sitting in our other room is our media coordinator to go and try to tie all this together. So when golfers go to Stream Song, they know where that's coming from. They know where they can come and visit you when they're done. And it's going to be exciting. We're really looking forward to it. Any ideas you want to share with us like that, we're certainly open to them. And but we had a long winter, and we're very motivated to be in Florida. So our time in there starts about the 23rd, and we're looking to come over. So anyway.
We'll be here.
All right.
Reach out when you come.
All right. Sounds good. Anyway, Barry, really appreciate it. Kira on tap, we appreciate you. And this is Randy, Links Libations, and I'm sure we'll be back as we get closer to Florida, because we want to make sure you've got quite a place down there, a lot of events. I know that Miss Kira wants to come over, and
I want to try the beer.
She might not go home.
I just want to try the beer. It looks that beer that you're drinking makes me want to have one that's kind of like the one up here.
I just think it looks like fun. You look at that calendar, poker night. I got to ask you a question about poker night before we go. So what is poker night? Tell me about that. That just
Wait, where's poker night?
It's all through there. Poker night. It's all through his calendar.
Yeah, so there's 2 tables that are set up. You're playing for chips.
Sure.
Not actual gambling. Come and crack us down, guys. There's no actual gambling.
No, we know that.
Playing for that, and all for fun. But it's we probably have about 30 or so people every week coming in, playing in it. But yeah, it's really cool. There's a bags tournament that same night, so that's on Thursdays, and there's an ongoing league that plays here. So lots of stuff going on all the time. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like fun. Again, thank you for the update on that. We knew it was just about chips, and but we're going to have some fun. Look at you can do poker and music all in the same night.
I want to play cornhole.
And bag. Well, he called it bags.
I call it cornhole.
He called it bags. Okay.
He calls it bags because up north
we're going to sit and fight for the rest of the day. All right.
All righty.
Thanks a lot.
Get it, guys.
Right.
Cheers, Barry. Have fun with the bottle release party today.
Will do.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.